I remember I was sitting at my table at office, right, in between my lessons, in a group chat with my friends. They were just talking about it. And I was just telling myself, this colour is really very nice.
Yeah.
And then my friend was like, you want to ask? I got a contact for Specialized. Just ask whether it's in stock or whatever. Then I just dropped a message. I think I was quite convinced I was going to buy the bike already. So
You just need someone to push you.
yeah, so yeah, I got in contact. Then the guy on the other side of the line was like, oh, you pay a deposit, you can collect it by the weekend. I'm just like,
Amal, welcome to the show. We are
Thank
we are
you.
recording.
Yeah.
We filmed 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago?
It was, I think, November. I remember it was like 1 week before my wedding in November in 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the time I was just starting out and I approached you and I was like, hey, I DM you on IG, right?
Yeah. I think that was the period where you were still going to people's places.
Yes.
So before you got them to go over to Boon Keng. So I think it was like really at the start.
And it started raining and stuff. And then we had to move places. That time you were with the orange Orbea.
The orange Orbea, yes.
It wasn't the Orca, right?
The Orca. Not the Orca Aero, but just the Orca.
The Orca.
So this is my lovely bike. It's an Orbea Orca M30. It's actually my first road bike. I got into road cycling, I think, after watching so many people picking up cycling over the circuit breaker period. So I was a bit FOMO, and I thought I'd find myself kind of like budget friendly beginner bike for me to start, I guess. So the whole of last year, at the end of the year, it was quite a challenge trying to find a bike because of the stocks. They were running low because of COVID. Yeah.
And then the funny thing, I think at the time I was asking people whether they were subscribed to my channel.
And I was not.
Last question, are you subscribed?
Actually, no. Yeah. Because...
Thanks for the honesty though.
Yeah. Because, to be honest, right, I only came across you guys when I was approached. And then I was like, okay. Then I followed on Instagram, and then I watched the videos on YouTube whenever one is being released, but I don't remember subscribing. I'll do it later lah.
I appreciate the honesty, man, because there are some guys where I interviewed and I could tell they are lying straight into my face that they are subscribed, but they are not. But anyway, it's been a great session. Thank you so much, man. I hope you subscribe. It's okay if you don't. I only want loyal subscribers who continue watching my videos. Yes. So the question now is, are you subscribed?
I am,
Thank
and
you.
I'm also a YouTube member, so I've been contributing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I just not on Patreon because I don't really use Patreon, but yeah, I think you were quite active on Patreon, right?
Yeah. No, I wasn't. I've always been on the YouTube. But thanks for subscribing, man.
Yeah.
Long way since the Orbea. So I think after we did the Orbea episode, I bumped into you into TMCR.
I was on my Aeroad.
Yeah, the Canyon Aeroad, and then I was like, hey, Amal, long time no see. And then it was at night, and then I couldn't really see what bike it was, but I knew it was not the orange Orbea.
It was not the orange Orbea, yes.
And then I was like, okay, let's film this Canyon, and then we schedule something, and then, but now it's a different bike.
Magic.
Yeah, wow. Okay, tell us what happened, man. How has cycling changed for you since we last met with the Orbea and what has happened?
Yeah, so I think when I started cycling, I already had in mind that the Orbea was not going to be my forever bike. So it's not going to be my last bike. I actually started saving up money like regularly on the side to project, as in anticipation for like 2 years, 3 years down the road and see whether I could upgrade something lah. So at the start of the year, I was like, okay, maybe now's the time. I have quite a bit of sum of money, and I was looking through like the Canyon website, and they said that the Aeroad in quite an interesting color. It was like a green, like teal color. That was quite unique, and I thought I quite like it lah. Then the price range was also not so bad, because for the setup it was like 8 plus K for Ultegra 12 speed, right? So, and DT Swiss 240 wheels. So I thought it was a quite good buy, power meter and everything. So the stock wasn't in yet. Then I put like I sent in my email and then everything, and then they were supposed to alert me, right? But within 1 week, they said that the stock came. When it was supposed to come in March, I got the email in January. So I was like, okay lah, I guess it's fate, right? And then I bought it. Then I rode it and everything. At the back of my head, the seat post issue, which I did not factor in at the start when I decided to buy the Aeroad, because I was like, oh, Ultegra Di2, power meter, aero bike, very good set of wheels. So I just took the leap of faith and just bought it. But I think as I continued to ride the bike, I was very scared about the seat post issue. I didn't dare tighten too much because I scared it's carbon fiber, so I was scared that it might actually crack or whatever. And then so that caused a few seat post slippages here and there. Canyon gave like I think their instructions were to just tighten to like 6 or 7 Newton meters. But it was not strong enough to hold the seat post.
So you were still sleeping?
It was still sleeping. And then the creaking was an issue lah.
So wow, so it was sleeping, it was creaking.
It was sleeping, it was creaking. And then like I had friends who also rode the Aeroad, right? And they were like, oh, you email to Canyon, they will send you like a shim or a wedge for it, or then like people say to go and watch YouTube videos to tape it and stuff. I didn't really want to do that because I felt like it's such a nice bike. Like if I were to alter it and everything, yeah, I just didn't feel like doing it lah. And I was just thinking to myself, not exactly very happy with the bike. But I plan to continue riding. But then actually one of my friends, I think the guy, you guys also know him, Nas, he was also talking about upgrading. So you know when friends start to poison one another, then it was etched in my mind, right? During one of the rides we were at, there's this teh tarik stall that we always hang out at after riding. Then I was just thinking about it, like shit, I think I don't really like this bike. I need a new bike. Within like 3 weeks, that was during Tour de France. So I think the second week of Tour de France, was it second week or just the start of Tour de France? The SL8 was announced or something, right? Then just before that, they were selling off the SL7 for quite a good big chunk of discounts. So like my bike, I got it like maybe 30+% off the original retail price. And it's actually cheaper than my Aeroad. So I thought like, just go for it lah. And then I will try to sell the Aeroad.
Wow. Okay, sorry, so back to the Canyon, right?
Yeah.
You already knew the issue about the sleeping seat post and what, but you still decided to, you know what, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, because I think at that point of time it was more of like I'm quite bored of the Orbea, and I wasn't cycling a lot at that point of time, so I was just thinking maybe what is something that could bring me back into the groove lah, to getting cycling more regularly. So I was looking at a few options. Reactor was definitely an option that I was looking at, but Hap Leong, the shops, they were not very clear as to when the stocks were coming in and everything. And I guess at that point of time, they were pushing the Sculptura even more. And then there were other options that I was looking at. I can't remember, but I thought like the whole package, seat post aside, the Canyon Aeroad was quite a good deal. And I think it was quite an impulse purchase lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So after Orbea, the Canyon, and then this one.
Yeah.
So how long do you ride the Canyon for? And maybe just give us a quick review of that.
It's about 6 months, 7 months.
Okay.
Yeah, and I rode it in 2 races. I joined Metasprint and Trifecta. Just stupid things that my friends just end up strong arming me into doing. But it's a very fast bike, but I also feel that I'm not utilizing it to its fullest potential because I'm not the strongest of riders. So the moment I got it, the first ride already just breaking PRs. Because it's really a lot more aggressive in terms of the geometry, deeper wheels. So when you're going faster, it really holds the speed well and everything lah. But the ride is a bit harsh. Like I could feel like every time I go over bumps, it's quite harsh. as compared to my Orbea, which is generally an endurance bike, and I think a lot more compliant also lah, a bit softer, less stiff. Yeah. It's a bit twitchy in terms of the feel. I can't really describe it in terms of like I feel like I'm off balance a little more than the SL7 as well as my Orbea. Maybe it's by design to make it a bit more nimble and agile, but yeah, it's not a bad bike. I feel like it's not a bad bike, but I feel like I was underutilizing it and the Seatpost issue lah. So hence maybe if anybody's looking for a Canyon Aeroad, they can DM me.
It's still on Carousel.
It's still on Carousel. The price listed is negotiable. So if you guys want, yeah.
This episode might come out 3 months later. So don't know. I hope we sell it within these 3 months.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
To recoup the loss for this. If not, then I think my wife is gonna nag at me also. Like, why do you have 2 bikes?
So now you have 2 bikes at home.
I have 2 bikes at home.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then you were looking at this one.
Yeah.
Was it because of the sale, or were you already eyeing the SL7?
I was looking at a more all-rounded bike because I felt like I said, I was underutilizing the aero gains that Aeroad could bring lah. At first, I thought an aero bike would be nice because it has chunky tubes and everything, right? And I'm a quite big size, so I thought like aesthetically it would look nice. But riding it and it being more aggressive, not the best. Yeah, so I was looking at a few bikes. This was definitely an option. I was looking at the Filante, Wheeler Filante. Because I think when we were cycling, one of the guys also was riding it and he was saying it was not bad. And maybe I can't remember what other models lah, but I was just thinking to myself, SL7, there's also a reason why everybody rides it lah.
What's the reason? One bike to rule them all?
It's not so much one bike to rule them all. I think it's the one that is most compliant or easiest to please everyone, in a sense lah. Like whatever you are looking for, it might not be the best that can rule everything, but it has everything in one package. So like I was saying on my Aeroad ride, first ride, PRs, everything, I could still go fast on my SL7, even though it has like shallower rims and not as aero optimized as the Aeroad. But I think it was, and also it's a lot more enjoyable to ride lah. I feel not as aggressive in terms of the geometry. And yeah, I feel like, you know, when you see a lot of Honda vessels on the road, right? And people talk about like, oh, it's easy to maintain, it's easy to find like spare parts, you wanna modify and everything, someone somewhere can help you with. So I think that was kind of like the mentality that I had with the SL7. Like, because it's so common, if I have issues with it, or if I want to change, modify, upgrade or whatever, right, there's a lot more leeway for me. Yeah.
Okay. There's some roasts. As usual, every time I have a Specialized bike or S-Work.
I mean, putting myself out here, I think I'm open to it lah, right? Yeah. This is not the first time that I see an SL7 here. Yeah.
Okay. And talk us through the buying process, colors, different options, group sets, etc.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be honest, right, let's just get it out of the way. The biggest draw for me, other than like really whatever I just said about it being an all-rounder bike, right? What pushed me, what tipped me over was really the color. Like the paint job on the website, it doesn't do it justice. When the first time I stepped into, I bought it from T3, Specialized Figaro. And the first time I stepped into the shop, I was just like sitting there and admiring the bike. My friend actually took a photo of me, just like smitten by the bike. So yeah, it's a very interesting color. On the website, I think it's written there as forest green, all tint and raw carbon or something.
So 2023?
I think it's a 2022 model, because 2023, I think they don't, I can't remember lah. It should be 2022, 2023. And I've never seen it on the roads. Like there's so many SL7s around, right? And then you don't see it. You normally see like white, or like the launch color for the com that was like a slightly teal blue. this exact model, the more common color is a black and red one, black and maroon, matte maroon, matte red. Yeah. So actually, I was just thinking about it lah, because that weekend, Specialized Singapore put up a advert on Instagram and said that they were selling it for 8K, $8,000 original
This
price.
specific?
This specific, yeah, setup. Original price was 12. So there was like 25% discount. My math is right. Yeah, 25. No, actually 30% discount. So yeah, just think to myself, okay lah, just curious, right, to see what they have. Then the moment I clicked and I saw size 52, it was this color. I remember I was sitting at my table at office, right, in between my lessons, in a group chat with my friends. They were just talking about it. And I was just telling myself, this color is really very nice.
Yeah.
And then my friend was like, you want to ask? I got a contact for Specialized. Just ask whether it's in stock or whatever. Then I just dropped a message. I think I was quite convinced I was going to buy the bike already. So
You just need someone to push you.
yeah, so yeah, I got in contact. Then the guy on the other side of the line was like, oh, you pay a deposit, you can collect it by the weekend. I'm just like,
So it was already, this was the one that is in stock, the one that you saw.
yeah.
And then it so happened, the stars aligned, it was on discount.
So it was on discount. Actually, I mean, if there wasn't that discount, I wouldn't have looked at the bike at all.
What's the retail again, sorry? 12? 12.
Yeah.
So if it was 12K,
I wouldn't have bought it.
you just walk away.
I would have walked away. Yeah. Because it was too much. Because in my mind, I was thinking, right, my Canyon Aeroad, 6 months, I probably could recoup quite a bit of it, right? So that 8K, maybe if I sell my Aeroad for slightly cheaper, I'm paying just a bit more for this lah. But yeah, that was the thought process. So 8K was not so bad to swallow. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then the problem now, I still haven't sold my Aeroad yet lah.
Sorry, I cut you off earlier. So you said you gave them, you dropped them a DM or you called them or something?
I WhatsApp them.
WhatsApp them.
Yeah,
and then
WhatsApp
they say
them.
we have
They
stock,
have it
pay
stock.
deposit, come on the weekend.
Yeah.
And you just did it after that.
I went for a lesson. I think it was like a half an hour lesson. I was just throughout the whole lesson, I was just thinking about it. And then I came back to the staff room. And I'm like, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you paid the deposit and then you collected it on the
I
weekend.
collected. Actually, I collected on a Monday because I think that weekend I had something on. I couldn't go down. So it was really like by Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my friends came with me to collect the bike. Like Nas, he rented a van specifically to bring me.
He must be very happy for you.
Yeah, I realized all my bike purchases, he was there.
Right.
He was there during my Orbea when I collected my Orbea. He was there to help me fix my Canyon when the shipment came. And he was there when I picked this bike up. So I guess that's what friends are for.
Yeah. So actually, when I bought my second-hand S-Works Venge, my friend Victor, he followed me, he picked me up, and then we went. Actually, he was the one who sent me the freaking advert of the bike.
That's always right. Like the friends that poison you,
yeah,
they will be the ones who also be there to celebrate with you lah. So yeah.
So wow. Okay. So Nas picked you up and you got this bike. So, but were you looking at was it more of just I wanted an SL7? I don't care what wheel set.
No. It was mainly the color plus. I wasn't really very happy with the Aeroad and I wanted something more all-rounder lah.
Question though, if the Aeroad did not slip the seat post,
I may have kept it. I think if the seat post problem would have solved without like much modification to the frame, or it didn't have the slippage problem, right? I would have kept it. Yeah. The funny thing was when I was riding the Aeroad, right? There were some forums online or like groups that were saying that the slippage issue is not as common as what people make it out to be. So that kind of like kept me going for a while, but it kept happening to me. And I'm just like, am I just unlucky or what lah? So I decided that maybe that's not the bike for me lah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess the next person who buys my bike, if they are more willing to work with the bike to resolve the issues, I think it's definitely a good bike that could serve them well. Yeah.
What's the weight?
Of which one? This one? With pedals and bottle cage, I think it's about 7.7, 7.8.
Impressed. Okay.
Yeah.
To me, any disc brake bike that goes below 8 kgs, I would say it's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I am thinking of tinkering around, maybe change my handlebar.
Because it's still alu, right?
It's still alu, yeah, and the alu handlebar is actually quite rough in the sense that it vibrates a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I am thinking of switching lah. I mean, the options would probably be the Rapid, the Aerofly Rapid, whatever I can get on. Yeah.
That's quite pricey, isn't it?
It is, so that's why I haven't changed yet. So I'm still recovering from this.
Maybe after you sell the
then probably I'll use that to then buy a power meter. So this one doesn't have.
Guys, buy his Aeroad so that he can afford a new handlebar.
I can buy a new handlebar, maybe a new, I don't know, power meter or whatever lah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Talk us through a quick overview of the bike, what group set and stuff you have here.
It's the Ultegra Telspeed R8100. It's stock lah, so everything you see is Ultegra. I'm on speed play pedals. And I think it's pretty much stock otherwise. Ultegra. Oh, I swapped my saddle out for the Romin mirror, but not the S-Works model lah. The cheaper one, because I think carbon rails, I can't deal with carbon rails lah.
Why? Bad luck?
I over tighten or don't know what or whatever, then it breaks my heart.
It broke before?
No, never.
Just afraid of it?
Just afraid of it lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't really want to go down that route. So this is, I think, titanium. Yeah, so slightly heavier, but I think safer.
Why did you get the Romin and not the, what's the other one, Power?
Power seems a bit wide. As in, I think I had a, is it Physic that had a similar shape. And yeah, and like, I don't know, I don't really like the look of the Power.
Okay, but this one fits you.
This one seems to fit me very well.
Okay.
No complaints so far in terms of like butt aches or whatever lah. I mean, usually it's just sore from sitting down for too long.
Yeah.
No impingement issues. So I think, yeah, just the only thing that I don't really like is that it's a bit longer. So it kind of like snacks on my bibs a little, sometimes the chamois. So I have to be more conscious to like really get off the saddle rather than just slide down, because if not, then I will end up just snagging my bibs on the saddle.
Right.
Yeah.
Overall review of this. Happy with this? What do you not like? Besides the upgrade to the handlebar, any more other upgrades?
If you look at my Strava activities, I think I'm riding this more in the space of 1 month than my Aeroad.
Very new.
So yeah, I think that is quite telling on the fact that I actually enjoy riding the bike. I've ridden it for long distances, also like 100 plus kilometers. Not much complaints in terms of like real pain or anything, but I am looking to get myself fitted for bike fit. Because sometimes I do still feel a bit of like numbness in my hands when I am on the hoods, but not much other issues like elbow pains or whatever lah. So it's more of just fine tuning it a little. The bike is very responsive, comfortable. Like, I don't feel like I am rattling as much or very rough when I go over potholes and stuff. So it's definitely working out well for me lah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah. There's not much other things to say about the bike. Yeah.
No issues.
No issues.
Because it's only 1 month old for now.
It's only 1 month. I think maybe if you check in with me like after I've done like 2,000 kilometers or 3,000 kilometers, then maybe I would come back with other things to complain about lah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the IG questions. I think that will bring up more topics to discuss. And I love this segment because I get inputs from different people. It's not only my thoughts. So the first question, in terms of sizing, is this bike too small? Size 52, and give us your dimensions.
I am 170, 171. I think 170, yeah. And it seems to fit okay lah. I haven't gone really for a proper bike fit, but I think based on like the sizing charts provided by Specialized, it fits.
Is the chart reliable?
I haven't had that much experience, but I think in general, size charts, the variance might be a little off sometimes if you have issues with like a shorter inseam or longer inseam, but I think I think following the inseam might be more reliable than the height itself.
If this was a 54 on sale, would you still have gotten it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, because I am quite sure I'm a 52 lah.
Okay.
So that's why I think the stars, like you said, the stars align and I have gotten it. You tried to sell me your Venge. I remember, yeah. Because when you saw me with the Aeroad, then just like, you want to change bike again? Then I remember you said I put my Venge. That's how I knew you were selling your Venge.
Yeah, a lot of people. So that's for some time ago. I already sold the Venge. I kind of regretted selling the Venge.
Really?
Yeah, it was a really good bike.
Okay.
I mean, I spoke very highly about the bike, and I really liked it for the fact that I bought it secondhand. But I think I paid a bit of premium because it was during COVID.
Yeah. I think that period was the scarcity. Yeah.
And then, but luckily when I sold it, I depreciated, but not that much. So I maybe lost like $500 or $1,000.
Okay.
So now the bike that I want to get, I was just telling you guys offline before we started recording. I was looking at this bike, but I can't. The shop can't confirm when I can get the bike. And I'm actually looking at another bike. But I also have in the back of my mind, should I buy a second-hand Venge again? Buy back the Venge, and I haven't looked at Carousel yet. Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get good deals for.
And the reason why I sold the Venge, or what triggered me to sell the Venge, at that time rumors of the SL8 was coming out, and I was afraid that it was going to be something like the Venge, and then I'll be like screwed because I have the old Venge, and if the SL8 is like a Venge, right? So,
yeah. But it's not, right? The SL8, the new SL8.
What do you like the looks of the SL8?
It's not that much different.
It's like the new iPhone 15.
Yeah. So this year has been, all this while, right, I didn't look at Specialized, and I also didn't look at Apple because I thought like, everybody let's just look at something different for the sake of it. But this year I swapped to an iPhone. This year I swapped to a Specialized. Maybe it's age, maybe it's me just being tired of like trying to be different for no reason. So I give up lah. So the new SL8, I think I'm not bought over by the specs. I mean, not because I bought the SL7 just before it came out, but I think that speed sniffer thing that at the front, it looks interesting. It looks like something that Pina already has done with like the Dogma, and what people have been saying is that the gains come mostly from the handlebar. So if I want, I can just install the handlebar on this. Anyway, what I like about this and I don't like about the SL8 also is that the SL8's, I think the portion where the tarmac word appears, for the SL8 it's curved.
Curved?
Yeah, it's like a bit more curvy by the sides. Mine is a bit more straight.
Where is the tarmac?
Like here. Mine doesn't have
okay. On the seat post.
Seat post, seat stay.
Seat stay.
Yeah, you know, seat post tube.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I actually saw one SL8 on the road. Actually, I saw two on one of the weekends I was riding out. Like, wow, Singapore riders already riding SL8s, man.
I think if you have the right connections, right, the moment it's released, you would have already gotten your bike.
Yeah, VVIP lah.
VVIP lah. Like, I think when I was following like the Instagram stories of the Specialized shops. They had like the launch party and everything, right? Then all the bikes were ready. So someone would have bought them anyway, right? Yeah. So
they're loyal customers.
So maybe when I went over to buy this, there was an SL8 at the back already waiting.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. And when I was riding out and I saw the SL8 from the back, right? I thought it was an ATOS. Because I think the tubing, I have not seen it in person besides when I was riding. I just kind of had a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
And the tubing looks a bit narrower, but correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks a bit narrower. Then when I walked past, what gave it away was the fork and the head tube, right?
Yes.
That, what do you call speed sniffer?
Speed sniffer or whatever.
What a way to put it. What
I
you
think
kinda, yeah, that's what
it's
that
just
gave it away.
gimmicky things that they come up with during the stuff. Yeah.
And but the color that this rider was riding was a bit muted. I can't really remember. So it wasn't really too striking. Now it wasn't. I think like grey or a very darkish color.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's SL8. Okay, moving on. Looks Pro FTP. I'm going to say that either you look pro or the bike looks like a pro setup. What's your FTP?
I haven't had it tested. I think I'm in denial. I don't really want to know.
Don't worry, I don't know what's my FTP also.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you ask me for other metrics, maybe I can give you lah. But like FTP, no, I haven't tested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any plans to change the hub? This is a Roval
C38. It comes with a DT Swiss 370, which is like low. I think the lowest end. To be honest, coming from my Aeroad, which had DT 240 and 36 teeth ratchet, I quite enjoy the silence or the lack of noise that this has, because the previous hubs on my Aeroad was just damn loud. So, and it's a bit annoying because when I go on group rides, right, then everyone's like, "Wow, your hub's so loud." I'm just thinking to myself, can I just like ride without you mentioning that? Because I don't know whether they are implying anything lah, but it's just that, you know, it's an observation that they make. I don't really want to attract attention to myself, so I think at first when I got it, I thought I wanted to switch the wheels out, but I'm really enjoying the wheels. So
aside from the noise, is there any material difference?
In terms of what?
So in terms of the hub engagement, why is this the lower end compared to the other one?
I think, right, the engagement for this might be less engaging than, because I guess for 350, 240 and 180, you could change the number of teeth and make it a lot more engaging, right? I actually don't really know much about this 370 because it seems like it's of the lower end, and then
So having ridden both hubs, any material difference? This
definitely feels a bit more sluggish. Like when you power down, especially on climbs, right? It takes a while there's a split second where you feel like it's engaging before you continue to pedal. But then again, a bit hard for me to compare because my previous wheels were very deep. They were like 62 at the back.
So it could be a combination.
It could be a combination of everything lah. So hard to really say.
Oh, I love this. This is quite a funny question.
Yeah.
You bought this bike already, and then the SL8 came out. Do you regret?
Nope. Maybe I'm trying hard to convince myself, but like what I said lah, like the reason why I bought this bike that really tipped me over was the color. So SL8 has the same configuration, but in a brighter green. That wavered me a little and made me regret a little. But at the end of the day, I'm quite happy with this lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think when I posted the IG questions, I always put a roast or questions, right? I never say compliments. So these guys, what about compliments? It's a nice spec overall, and the higher price will be with warranty. But what's warranty like on this?
Lifetime. Spec has a lifetime warranty.
What's the TNC though? What's the catch?
I haven't really read through the TNCs lah, but I think one thing that also appealed to me, I guess, having that support from a local bike shop. So if there are any issues, you can just hit them up and then just get it solved lah. Because I think friends who have ridden Specialized have told me that anytime they got a problem, they just call the shops and then they will handle it lah. So I thought that was quite a good thing to have. It was a bit of a worry for my Canyon. I never really had that much issues yet with my Canyon, but if there were issues, I really don't know what I would have done. I spoke to some people. Some people say that there are certain licensed like bike shops that can actually service Canyons as well. But I think this one is a bit more of gives me a bit of peace of mind lah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Last two questions. Maybe three questions.
Okay, sure.
I'm no pro bike fitter, but when you sent me that picture, I posted it. He says that the fit looks like, he gives the shit emoji. Have you had a bike fit before?
I had my bike fit on my Orbea. So that was like really 2 years ago. I
Who
think.
was it with?
It was with what's that? Fit School.
Mm.
Yeah, and when I was talking to him after that, and I thought of like considering bikes that I wanted to change, including Canyon Aeroad and Merida Reacto. So he gave me comparable sizes that could play around with my my geometry lah, right? Then the size that he gave me for Specialized Tarmac SL7 was actually 52.
Mm.
So that also gave me the confidence that it would be the right size lah, but I may need certain tweaks here and there.
Yeah.
So I think I'm due for bike fit soon also lah.
Yeah, we were supposed to do the bike fit. You were supposed to do a bike fit here today with Gary. Unfortunately, he has some technical issues, so we can't do it today. Maybe next time.
Yeah, the emojis warranted, I guess.
yeah. The next time after you've done the bike fit, maybe give us a bit of a description how you went.
Okay.
I'll put it onto the comments.
Okay.
And then people have a gauge. This is a plug for Weekend Bike Fitter. Okay. Must be your friend. He says, why does the Canyon Aeroad suck for you?
Why does the Canyon Aeroad suck for me? I think I've covered it earlier on in the interview. Seatpost, plus I wasn't enjoying my ride lah. Like I think there were too many things on my mind while riding it. So, I mean, the most common advice that people have is do what you do to get yourself out riding lah. So whatever that keeps you going, you do it lor.
Yeah.
But in my case, it comes with a big financial loss lah. Yeah.
Okay, last two. 8.7 kilos or 7.9. At that price, weight matters. At least 7.2 to 7.6 kgs expected. So this guy came on my show twice also. So he's a veteran of all these questions.
So as in he's saying that
for paying this price,
the weight is a bit heavy lah.
Yes.
Expected, I think, because Specialized bikes do come at a premium, I think. They mark up the price quite a bit lah. So I've already for branding. So you imagine if I've gotten this at 12k for 7.8 kilos, which is worse, right? So thank God I didn't. I'm looking to reduce it quite a bit also. If I get like carbon handlebars, probably will cut maybe 200 grams. Yeah.
Maybe the S-Works version might be a bit lighter as well.
Yeah,
a little bit lighter.
Maybe. Yeah. And yeah, I think it's warranted lah. Whatever he said lah. But I think weight also isn't everything. I mean, if I really wanted light ride for this price, Sculptura, very good option. But it's okay lah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
already paid already. Too late already. The bag is hanging on this wall on this interview. Might as well just get roasted or whatever. Last one, bottle cages. This question is he's asking you what are these cages, bottle cages?
I don't know the brand, but they are from AliExpress.
It looks like the very expensive brand.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but
I forgot also. I seen it a lot
So originally my bike came with stock like Specialized bottle cage. Then that was damn heavy. This is only 9 grams.
Ooh.
Yeah. And the reason why I caught it also was because one of my friends who's also riding an SL7, he has used that bottle cage for many years, about 2 years plus.
Yeah.
So he has good reviews about it and he really likes it. And it looks very understated lah. So I think, it's quite cheap. I think about $20. $20 for $26 for a bottle cage.
It's quite expensive, right? For AliExpress?
But 9 grams lah.
Okay.
9 grams as compared to maybe paying like twice the amount, 3 times the amount for a branded one. So
true. Okay. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, we are done. We are time. Maybe anything else? Maybe you want to try to sell your bike online. You got cameras here.
Like what you say lah. Maybe I hope to have sold it by the time the video comes out.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice coming back. After 2 years.
Maybe after 2 years you have another bike.
We'll see. And if after 2 years you are still doing this, then I really hats off to you lah. And then we will catch up again. Hopefully not every 2 years that we catch up. I will see you around the roads and stuff also.
Yeah. That's how I managed to see you here with a new bike and ask you to come out. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Let's wrap up and then we'll film you on the train.
Sure.
And a virtual round of applause to Amal. Thank you so much. Alright, we're done.